It's the third night. We are talking on the Samyutta Nikaya Suttas. We are still on the first Samyutta, Devata Samyutta. So now we come to Sutta number 1.41, the 41st Sutta in the Devata Samyutta. Thus have I heard. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Savatthi in Jeta's Grove, Anathapindika's park. Then, when the night had advanced, a certain Devata of stunning beauty, illuminating the entire Jeta's Grove, approached the Blessed One. Having approached, he paid homage to the Blessed One, stood to one side, and recited these verses in the presence of the Blessed One. Albert, the adjustment is on. So the Devata said this: when one's house is ablaze, the vessel taken out is the one that is useful, not the one left burnt inside. So when the world is ablaze with the fires of aging and death, one should take out one's wealth by giving. What is given is well salvaged or saved. What is given yields pleasant fruit, but not so what is not given. Thieves take it away, or kings. It gets burned by fire or is lost. Then in the end, one leaves the body along with one's possessions. Having understood this, the wise person should enjoy himself but also give. Having given and enjoyed as fits his means, blameless he goes to the heavenly state. It's the end of the sutta. So here the Deva is saying, just like when a house is burning, you take out your goods, then you have saved it, you can use it. So similarly, in this world, if we give, it's like saving our goods. What is given, we can make use of it in the future life. So a lot of people are selfish. They hold on to their property. Then when they die, they can't even take 1 cent along with them. And it does not appear to them in their next life. But whatever we give away, karma is such, all that we give away comes back to us in the next lifetime. So that's why charity, generosity is so important. 1.42, a Devata said, giving what does one give strength? Giving what does one give beauty? Giving what does one give ease or happiness? Giving what does one give sight? Who is the giver of all? Being asked, please explain to me. So this Deva is asking the Buddha this question: to get strength, what should you give? To get beauty, what should you give? To get happiness or ease, what should you give? To get sight, what should you give, etc. And the Buddha said, giving food, one gives strength. Giving clothes, one gives beauty. Giving a vehicle, one gives ease or happiness. Giving a lamp, one gives sight. The one who gives a residence, a lodging, is the giver of all. But the one who teaches the Dhamma is the giver of the deathless. That's the end of the sutta. So when we give food, we give strength. When we take food, we are strong. So the giver will get back strength. When we give clothes, we make somebody beautiful, we also become beautiful as a result. When we give happiness, when we give a vehicle, then we give ease or happiness, ease of transport. According to the commentary, here a vehicle includes elephants, horses, umbrellas, sandals, walking sticks, palanquins, mending of roads, making of stairways, making of ships, causeways, etc. And then if a person gives a lodging, he gives all. Lodging is It's quite important. That's why of the material and the material gifts that we can give, the highest is to build a monastery, because when you build a monastery, you give lodging to the Sangha of monks, and then the Sangha can continue, can perpetuate. And if there's Sangha around, then there's also the Dhamma. And if you include immaterial things, then the highest gift is the gift of the Dhamma. And here it says, when you give Dhamma, you're giving the deathless, because that is the way to the deathless, state, where there is no more self, there is no dying. And you can only achieve that when you learn the Dhamma. Without learning the Dhamma, we can never achieve the deathless, the Buddha's Dhamma. Now we come to the next sutta, 1.46. Deva said to the Buddha, resounding with a host of nymphs, haunted by a host of demons, this grove is to be called deluding. How does one escape from it? There's a story, I'm not sure how true it is, but according to the commentaries, this Deva was actually a monk in the previous life. And because he heard that the Buddha was very ascetic, practiced all the austerities, so he also practiced extremely hard. And as a result of being too ascetic, he passed away. He died. So after he passed away, he was reborn in this heaven of the 33, Tavatimsa heaven. And he found himself in the Nandana grove, a grove of sensual delight, sensual pleasures. And he was surrounded by all these beautiful heavenly nymphs. And he was shocked. What he thought, how come he was up here? He didn't know that he passed away. So the Devis brought a big mirror for him to see. And he looked into the mirror, then he realized that he was a Deva. But he was not happy because he was inside an ascetic monk. So instead of being happy there, he immediately flew down to find the Buddha. Then he said these verses, that Nandana grove resounds with the host of nymphs, celestial nymphs. And then instead of finding it pleasurable, instead of calling it Nandana, he called it Mohana, from the word Moha, delusion. That's why I said this grove is to be called deluding. And then he asked the Buddha how to escape from it. Then the Buddha gave these verses. According to this Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi's translation, I read for you. The straight way, that path is called, and fearless is its destination. The chariot is called unrattling, fitted with wheels of wholesome states. The sense of shame is its leaning board, mindfulness its upholstery. I call the Dhamma the charioteer, with right view running out in front. One who has such a vehicle, whether a woman or a man, has by means of this vehicle drawn close to Nibbana. But actually I will read for you the earliest translation by the Pali Text Society, because to me it sounds very beautiful. According to this Pali Text translation, straight is the name that road is called, and free from fear the quarter whither thou art bound. Thy chariot is the silent runner named, with wheels of righteous effort fitted well. Conscience the leaning board, the drapery is heedfulness. The driver is the Dhamma, I say, and right views they that run before. And be it woman, be it man, for whom such chariot doth wait. By that same car into Nibbana's presence shall they come. So this Pali Text Society, must remember these people who translated the books for the Pali Text Societies, most of them were professors. So their command of English was excellent. So that's why they could write these verses so well. So the Buddha is saying, this is the way to Nibbana, straight way, and free from fear. Wheels of righteous effort, energetic effort, and you need conscience, and you need heedfulness. The driver is the Dhamma, and right view is the one that is leading. You got to have right view in front, and then if you go by such a vehicle, you will come to Nibbana. 1.47. The Deva asks, for whom does merit always increase, both by day and by night? Who are the people going to heaven, established in Dhamma, endowed with virtue? And I guess the Buddha replied, those who set up a park or a grove, the people who construct a bridge, a place to drink and a well, those who give a residence, for them merit always increases, both by day and by night. Those are the people going to heaven, established in Dhamma, endowed with virtue. So here the Buddha is saying that if we do a lot of good deeds to benefit a lot of people, like in this case, setting up a park or a grove, construct a bridge, a place for people to drink, residence for people. So this reminds us of Sakadeva Raja, because Sakadeva Raja mentioned that as a human being, he did all these good deeds, build roads for people, build bridge, and all, helping people generally. So he was born as a Deva Raja. Of course, he had a lot of other good qualities, like never getting angry, filial to the parents, respect for elders, etc. Now 1.49, Devata said, those who are stingy here in the world, niggardly folk, revilers, people who create obstacles for others engage in giving alms, what kind of result do they reap? What kind of future destiny? We've come to ask the Blessed One this. How are we to understand it? So here this Devata is asking people who obstruct others from doing charity, what is the result? And the Buddha said, those who are stingy here in the world, niggardly folk, revilers, people who create obstacles for others engage in giving alms, they might be reborn in hell, in the animal realm, or Yama's world. If they come back to the human state, they are born in a poor family, where clothes, food, pleasures, and sport are obtained only with difficulty. Whatever the fools may expect from others, even that they do not obtain. This is the result in this very life, and in the future a bad destination. And then the Devata said, we understand thus what you have said. We ask, O Gotama, another question. Those here who, on gaining the human state, are amiable and generous, confident in the Buddha and Dhamma, and deeply respectful towards the Sangha, what kind of result do they reap? What kind of future destiny? We've come to ask the Blessed One this. How are we to understand it? And the Buddha said, those here who, on gaining the human state, are amiable and generous, confident in the Buddha and the Dhamma, and deeply respectful towards the Sangha, these brighten up the heavens where they have been reborn. If they come back to the human state, they are reborn in a rich family, where clothes, food, pleasures, and sport are obtained without difficulty. They rejoice like the Devas who control the goods amassed by others. This is the result in this very life, and in the future a good destination. So here the Buddha is saying, if somebody obstructs people